Hi, this is Sheris, the art therapist here at Lehigh Valley Integrative Clinical Services. Today I'm talking about mindfulness, and the first piece will be talking a little bit about a recent blog that we have about mindful photography, and then I also just want to talk about mindful walking, maybe taking 5 or 10 minutes out of the day and doing some mindful walking, ideally outside, but doesn't have to be, and just kind of noticing what's around us. So both with mindful photography and mindful walking meditation, it's really about increasing our awareness of seeing and sensing and just being present where we are. So with mindful photography, we are usually, focusing on potentially colors, textures, things that we think tell a story or grab our attention, but we're really focused on seeing things in a different way. So oftentimes that means that we're taking a walk and we might be paying attention to things that we don't usually pay attention to, or getting close to things in a different way, so that we're really focusing on details, really focusing on actively paying attention, and really increasing our awareness of seeing. So we might choose to take a photograph of a flower really close up, or a bud of a tree that's just about to open, or some interesting rock that has a shape to it, whatever it is, but we really want to bring our awareness to what is happening around the world, and we're focusing on capturing that and kind of wanting to share that through the photography. Also, if we don't have access to a camera, a phone to take pictures, a tablet to take pictures, it's also still really enjoyable and really meditative, therapeutic, and fun to just take mindful, internal, head photographs. So we might not actually be taking a photograph, but we're taking an image in our memory, as we pay attention to the world around us. So both really help us kind of to get outside of ourselves sometimes, look at the world around us, and focus on what is happening around us, which can increase our appreciation for things, help us to see a different perspective potentially, and maybe increase some gratitude as well, just for the world that's happening, and decreases kind of our self-absorption or focus, especially around times when we're being in our head it's not helpful. So with mindful walking, I just want to kind of wrap up with that and a few things to think about. If you have 5 or 10 minutes and you decide you're going to go take a walk and try and do it in a meditative or mindful way, what this really means is that you're paying attention just to what is happening during your walk. Again, trying to kind of just rein in our minds a little bit just to what is the basic awarenesses of our feet hitting the ground. We might just pay attention to that sense of the feet hitting the ground, or we might even count our footsteps 1 through 10 and then start over, just to really focus on all I'm thinking about right now is just thinking about my walking. We might then transition as we're walking to the senses and thinking, okay, I'm going to focus on what I see, and take some time just to really be aware of what we see, noticing it. We're not naming it or judging it. We're just kind of being very aware of what we're seeing around us. Again, maybe seeing details that we don't usually see when we're on autopilot and we're just kind of walking from one place to the next. We might then also change to another sense, which could include smell. So we might just take some time to just be aware of smells. Again, not judging them or saying whether we love them or hate them, more just being aware of what are we smelling. Might take some time to think about what sounds are we hearing. What sounds, like the wind that blows through the trees while we walk outside, whether we hear a siren in the distance, things like that. Again, it's just being aware and not worrying about judging it or thinking about what we need to do in the next hour. It's just being aware of what's around us. Mindful walking often can just really help ground us if we're in the middle of a busy day or we find that our mind won't stop running, things like that. We, do need to kind of, when you end up wanting to wrap up your mindful walking practice, what you would do is just maybe stop, take some deep breaths, have some gratitude for your time that you were able to spend, just being aware of what was around you, and then thinking about how you might take that practice into the rest of your day as you move forward. So it can just be a little break, a little reset. Again, you don't need to be taking photos during that, or maybe if you're doing a mindful walk and you do take a few photographs to remember something, that's fine. But it's more about photographs or not, just being mindful of what's around us, getting out of our own heads, having an awareness of the world around us, and having some increased appreciation for little bits that we often don't see in our world. So thank you for listening, and I hope you have a great day and maybe get a chance to practice this. Bye.